Good afternoon, everyone. This is Nancy from Neha Inc. here at Kenefick Park Handball Courts, located on Plainfield Street. Hey, Will.
Hey, how you doing? I'm good. I'm glad that this is happening. I was here when the original court, this wall came up, and we played many tournaments here, many great matches. This was built in 1996, but it's still gonna keep the existing wall. And never had a fence. This time around, they're gonna add a fence, which is gonna be great. Like I said, we had many great tournaments here, a lot of good memories here. But that's close to 30 years that this court's been here. Now the wall's gonna be kept, so the concern, I guess, for us is the parging of the wall, because I believe that it's listed on the specs that I looked at yesterday, and have, what we talked about with the problems with the wall, the waviness of the form. So I'm hoping that comes in. There is a slight pitch that I noticed, but that's really to have the water go. I'm not that concerned about that, because it did have issues with water kind of settling, so it is, still very playable. But there is a pitch. It's not that bad, you know what I mean? Sometimes, like the one in Holyoke, that pitch is just way too much at the Jackson court. Here again, this side, although this is the more desired side because of the sun in the afternoon, this one seems a little bit straighter. But the forms here again on the wall are pretty significant as far as the funny bounces. You see, when you run your hand on that, you get waves. When we first had it, we didn't think about it too much because it was the best court around, for us. We had courts in Holyoke that weren't that good. We made some courts on the side of buildings and other places. But the actual concrete walls that we had, there was like 5 or 6 of them, they all had an issue or another. So this one, obviously didn't have as many issues, although it did have, we had 10 feet of running space. This is what we asked for the Calhoun court, because ideally you even want more than this, but we could live with this, you know what I mean? Because I remember when I first played, I was running off this regularly, you know what I mean? You go for a shot, and it wasn't fenced, but obviously if it's fenced, then you're gonna stop where the fence is. So, which there's two, pros and cons with that. You want to be able to run and get a shot, but you want the ball to stay in place, and you're not gonna have to fetch more than you actually play. So, this won't be a ledge because it's gonna be fenced, and so it should come out really good. This one, as far as I understand, should be done in another 3 weeks or so, or maybe less, hopefully. So I'm just wondering when they can actually paint, because a lot of times there's a cure time of asphalt before they throw paint on it. Maybe they wait a month or something, I'm not sure, because the oils and stuff like that. So when they put the resurfacing paint, whatever it is, maybe it might not stick. So you gotta wait for this to cure. I'm wondering if this is gonna get another layer. If not, probably, maybe it's not. But the paint will fill in all these little crevices. Stuff like this is why you want the resurfacing. Unless this is getting another layer, I don't know. I would think probably not. But see all these openings, so the resurfacer takes care of that. That fills in, and then they put resurfacer, and then they put the resurfacing actual paint, probably a few coats, and then they stripe it. We're concerned is the wall, because it's wavy. Up there, you notice that there's a broken piece. The chances of hitting that are slim, but there's still a broken piece up there. See how that, maybe when they removed the tree or they did something, somehow, that wasn't like that. See, it's broken on the top, so we have to kind of bring, although, what are the chances of hitting it? If it's 20 and 20 up and it hits that thing there, are we gonna get a replay? Or at any time of the game, it's still part of the court.
Most likely we'll hit it.
But it's part of the court, you know what I mean? It's still something that shouldn't be there. And something like that could increase over time, maybe.
Like what happened at Linda Hunt.
Yeah, the wall can, start breaking, eroding more, because it's exposed like that, so hopefully it's not just paint, you know what I mean? They're supposed to be parging, you know what I mean? And the reason why we're picky is because, we don't have a lot of courts, we don't have, 80 basketball courts, 80 tennis courts. You get 2 or 3 of these up, and sometimes the other 2 that are around are not as good. So when you get one, you try to get it right, so that way you don't have to go and not enjoy it you're not satisfied. So when you get something, even if it seems like you're getting under people's skin, it's really the fact that they don't know the sport, they don't know the courts, so they end up doing something wrong on the court.
So guess what we did? Well, tell everybody what we did about 35 minutes ago.
No, we went immediately between sending emails and and making phone calls. We went immediately to the parks and rec office, to the beautiful Forest Park, because I still think that park is really beautiful. It's historic.
And we spoke to someone from the planning board.
We spoke to someone from there, and to try to remedy the problem.
And we also left a message for Laura Walsh.
We also explained to the contractors what they did, because we were trying to get an explanation of why they went from 10 to 5, which it didn't make any sense. That they used some kind of laser or something to, like to get a layout thing, which it doesn't make any sense. If you run that here, when you have all of this space to go left to right, the problem is not here. You know what I mean? The same people are doing this too, and they're probably fantastic at what they do, without a doubt. But the problem is, it's not about being great at your job. It's more of trying to get something done right that's needed to be done specifically to a certain standard, which are pretty basic standards. We want running space on the sides and in the back, and we want it fenced in, and we want a wall that's relatively smooth, not perfect, but if you can eliminate this,
smooth and even.
Smooth. Yeah, like the one right across the street at Springfield Street. I mean, over there by the school, that's nice and smooth. But then they get it wrong on another side. They made the joints in the wrong spot, and then they got 4 foot of running space. You can't play like that. This is 4 feet already. One step, and you run into a fence. You don't want that. We dealt with that. A lot of places have to deal with stuff like that, like the Beacon over there in Lawrence. They got like 6 inches before you go out. You can't play like that.
6 inches, crazy.
6 inches, and you're in a cage. I mean, you can't. You know what I mean? So,
And the best place to play over there is Costello Park.
And then you want, if they're building these 2 courts, and we fought for this, along with other people, but we want to make sure, because our fight is a continuous fight. We really get our hands dirty. We try not to leave before something is done, because when you do back off, if something gets done, it doesn't get done right. You know what I mean? And then everybody's like, why didn't anybody?
And it's still under warranty, so they need to fix the running space sideways at Calhoun Park.
Sometimes we may miss something, and then we like. Hey,
and they need to fix this too, so the wall is properly
parged.
parged.
We might be sure that hopefully that they parge it, because it's listed actually there. To parge it. If they don't, then what's gonna happen?
No, it's not that they don't. They will parge
it. You're gonna
it.
enjoy the space. You're gonna enjoy the wall, but the problem is, because it's gonna be fenced in and new, but you're gonna have issues with the funny bounces on the wall. So that's where, you don't want to have that issue. You know what I mean? Because you can see it. So, and that's just a parging issue. You know what I mean? That's concrete. And these people, obviously, they're really good at what they do. But it's not just paint. You know what I mean? At some point, they did mention that they were going to tear it down and put a new one, but obviously, that cost more. We didn't request that because we thought the wall was good enough, but with parging.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Which it is. You could parge it. I don't know what they got to do as far as to get something to stick to that, because it's painted. You were supposed to actually sandblast that probably first, or remove the paint, whatever it is, and maybe put the parging then. Because then if you do that now, or you do it to a freshly painted court, it would have to be done now. Then you're getting all that material all over the asphalt, and now you got another job to do, like getting rid of all the sand and all that stuff that you do that's embedded in here, and then you got to clean this good before you put paint on it. So it's kind of working backwards. That should have been done, and I got a feeling that they're trying to not do that.
Oh, I'm sorry. They're gonna do it.
Because it's just not going to be 100%. So you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna enjoy the court, but you're gonna enjoy. You're always gonna remember the funny bounce. You know what I mean? And it's gonna hit them. It's gonna hit them, and you're always gonna be thinking of that. I mean, would you still use the space? Of course, if it doesn't get done. But it could have been done. I don't even think it factors in so much of the price itself. But now, since they didn't do it when the asphalt was, now they got to worry about doing it after. Like I said, and now you got a cleanup job. So
they got to do the cleanup job.
They need the parging, and there's probably something you could put in to make it stick better to parge it. But usually, you want the paint kind of off, so that way it's rougher, so that way you can have that stick good to it. But if not, the cement won't stick as good. You just part. You gotta go.
All right, so let's head out and go check out the court across the street, and then go take care of our biz.
Okay. I don't know if we necessarily have to go over there.
No, you sure now?
No, I'm good.
And look, you got ample parking here to park
Well, the parking's over there. It's not that far.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people park on this side too.
Yeah, but it's better to park on this side next to the basketball court.
Well,
You
got a
got,
spray park here.
yeah, beautiful
new
playground.
I do miss the little bodega that was over there. I wish it
Oh,
was
too
still
bad
there.
for the bodega.
Yeah, no, there's one right over the thing, but this was walking distance.
Yeah, you got the Pride gas station
Yeah,
way down the
you gotta
street.
drive, but it was nice when that was there. Other than that, this park is nice too.
Yeah, it's a very nice park.
So,
Any questions, people? Please reach out to me, Nancy Ortiz. This is my email, NORTIZ at NEHAINC, NEHAINC.org. Or you can check us out on Facebook under New England Handballers Association Inc. with the logo. This is Kenefick Park Handball Court in Springfield, Mass. Bye-bye.